30,000 seems a little low, boys. You say this place is a gas station now?
Our story opens with Chris behind the wheel of his car. His girlfriend, whose name is Kay, is seated beside him. Two other friends are also along for the ride. They are driving just outside the city limits. The night sky appears absolutely beautiful, with fireflies glowing everywhere. This sight is incredible, and Chris's girlfriend really likes the view immensely. Chris then announces that he wants to show them some magic. After making his declaration, he switches off the car's headlights completely. The fireflies begin to glow even more brightly, and everyone enjoys it. Soon, however, his friends protest, saying his actions are reckless. You can't see what's ahead. We could get into an accident. But Chris pays no mind to their concerns. Then Kay also yells at him, demanding he switch the headlights back on. The moment Chris turns on the lights, he discovers a massive truck is directly in front of them. He is unable to stop his vehicle. He has an accident before that can happen. This accident was truly horrific. Chris and his girlfriend are saved from death, but both of his companions are killed. The narrative then jumps forward 4 years in time. We meet Chris once again. We then learn the crash was so severe that Chris has a mental illness called short-term memory loss. He cannot retain memories for very long. After that accident, Chris's entire life was completely altered. Kay also left him. Chris remembers almost nothing. He wakes up every morning and adheres to a strict routine. For all the things he needs to do, he writes detailed notes about everything. This ensures he does not forget his tasks, making it easier for him to manage his life. In addition, he is now dealing with anger issues, a result of his mental condition. These problems are gradually wearing him down. Chris attends classes daily, hoping to learn a new skill so his mental state can improve. When his classes are over, he sits dejectedly outside, where he suddenly spots Kay. But the two of them do not speak to each other at all. These two go their separate ways. After a while, Chris comes to his psychologist, whose name is Janet. Janet always meets with Chris. After a while, she tells Chris, "I think there is a lack of a girl in your life. And friends too. You should make some new friends. And make a girlfriend too. And spend as much time with them as possible. Then your life will be complete. And you will enjoy it. You should try new things. Your life is not over yet. Try to start your life again." After hearing all these things, Chris laughs and says, "Would you like to go out with me? We will go out, and then we will come back home, and we can sleep together." Janet laughs after hearing these things because she knows that Chris is pure of heart. He doesn't know how to navigate situations. That's why he spoke so directly to Janet. Janet is not offended by this. She says, "I couldn't go out with you, but I like that you asked me. You will have to make new friends." After saying this, she leaves. Then Chris also comes back to his house. After coming back, he gets a message from his friend. His name is Lewis. Lewis and Chris live together. Lewis is blind. Lewis said in the message that as soon as he comes back, he wants to make dinner for both of them. Then Chris also agrees. After a while, we see that Lewis came back home. As soon as he comes back, he starts cooking. Chris has only one friend left in this world, and that is Lewis. Lewis understands Chris very well. He keeps motivating him again and again to make his life better. After dinner, Chris goes to work. He works in a bank for cleaning. After coming here, he talks to the manager. His name is Tuttle. While talking, Chris says, "I don't want to clean here forever. Soon I will do something good." Then Tuttle hears these words and makes fun of him and leaves. When Chris is cleaning, then he remembers he used to play field hockey before the accident, and he was a very good player. But that accident changed his whole life. He does cleaning and starts coming out. As soon as he comes out, we see some gangsters outside who are planning to rob this bank. They see Chris, but Chris doesn't see them and goes to the pub. When he is sitting here, then we see a man named Gary. Gary is the leader of those gangsters who are planning to rob this bank. He sits with Chris and says that he knows him. They were together in high school. Gary starts praising Chris, that he was a big fan of his hockey. And everyone knew how rich you come from. That's why everyone used to stick to you. But I used to keep distance from you so that you don't think that I am making friends with you for your money. After saying this, he says that he came to know about your accident. But don't worry, no one is complete. I also have a mental illness. After saying this, he tells everything about his illness. They both keep talking for a long time. Chris also likes meeting Gary. Then Gary sees the bartender who is trying to fool Chris. Then Gary helps Chris here and leaves. The next day, we see Chris, who has come to his family for Thanksgiving. He has also brought Lewis with him. After seeing Chris's house, we know that he is from a very rich family. But the way his family talks to him, Lewis sees these things and understands that his family never understood Chris. And neither have they ever emotionally supported him. They are just lost in their own world about their work and only talk about work. And maybe Chris doesn't like this. As soon as their dinner is over, Chris goes and meets his sister and asks her, "Was there a boy named Gary with me in high school? He met me yesterday. He was saying that we were friends, but I don't remember anything." Then his sister says that she doesn't remember anything either. Then Chris comes and sits with his father to play chess. But now Chris has completely changed. Before the accident, he used to play chess very well. But now he is not able to play well. Then he gets angry and comes back. These people start coming back home. On the way, Lewis tells him that you should never come back to your family. They will keep troubling you like this. No one in your family understands you, and neither is trying to understand. Chris also understands these things. He comes back, and time just starts passing by. After a few days, a gentleman comes at night to meet Chris. He always keeps meeting him, and whenever he comes to meet him, he also brings donuts for him. These two are becoming good friends. After finishing their work, as soon as Chris goes to the next pub, he again sees Gary with his friends. There is a girl with Gary here. Her name is Lovely. She is Gary's friend. Slowly, Lovely comes to Chris and starts talking to him. Chris keeps forgetting her name, but Lovely doesn't get angry about it. She understands his condition. After a while, all these people come to Gary's house. Lovely also stays here. Gary is getting intimate with a girl inside. Then Lovely and Chris both are sitting outside. After a while, Lovely tells Chris that we are going to another city to party. If you want, you can come. If you come, I will feel good. After a while, Lovely asks Chris, "What is going on in your mind?" Chris says, "I want to see you without clothes." Since the accident, Chris talks like this because he doesn't understand what is right and what is wrong and which things should be said. Lovely also understands this. She starts laughing and puts Chris's hands on her feet. After that, they kiss and become intimate. Chris is very happy. After a while, Gary brings him home. When he sees where Chris is staying, then he tells him, "You deserve a good life. You don't deserve to live here. You should live in a good place." After saying this, Gary leaves. Then Chris comes inside the house. As soon as he comes inside, he meets Lewis. Lewis says, "Where were you till so late at night?" Then Chris tells him the whole story. He tells about Lovely and about Gary too. After hearing these things, Lewis starts doubting and says, "These people don't seem right to me. Things are happening very fast. No one makes friends so soon, and no one invites." But Chris doesn't pay attention to these things. And the next day, he comes to party with them. Then he meets Gary's whole gang. All these people have fun together, eat food, and sing while dancing. After getting high, Chris goes to sleep. After 2 to 3 hours, when his eyes open, then he sees there is no one around. Then he searches for everyone and goes to the basement. He sees that everyone is sitting here and Gary has stuck his entire planning on the wall. Chris doesn't understand what this is. Then Gary starts explaining and tells him, "The bank where you work, we are planning to loot the entire bank." Chris gets upset and says, "What are you saying? Maybe you guys are joking with me." But Gary says, "This is not a joke. There is a lot of money in your bank." Chris says, "This is wrong. After looting the money, what will you do?" Gary says, "All that money belongs to rich people who don't need money. And after insurance, they will give them money. But if we loot all that money, then we can distribute that money to the farmers whose lives will be better. Some people's lives are very bad, like yours. You should also try to make your life better. And there is only one way to make, and that is money. The one who has money has a better life." Chris says, "My life is still better. I have money." Then Gary starts laughing and says, "What are you saying? You don't even have a fistful of money. You have so much money that you have to think 10 times to drink a beer. Most of your needs are paid by your father, and this is a matter of shame." After hearing these things, Chris also becomes quiet, and he doesn't understand. That's why he comes out. As soon as he comes out, he sees that Lovely is standing upstairs. He stops after seeing her, and they both come and sleep together. Chris again becomes intimate with Lovely, but as soon as it is morning, he leaves from here. When Chris is leaving, then Lovely stares at him from the window. Then Gary comes from behind and hugs Lovely. Then we find out that Lovely is also trapping him. She also doesn't like Chris. She needs Chris. That's why Lovely is using him. After coming from there, Chris takes Lewis to the bank. He wants to take a loan. Chris's dream is to open a diner, but the manager refuses to give him a loan, and he also insults him. Then Chris comes out. He keeps going around the banks one after the other. Chris also wants in his life, if he gets the money, he opens his diner. Then he can get the purpose of his life. But one after the other, the bank people keep rejecting him. Slowly, Chris's all hopes break. One night, after giving up, he calls his father and asks for money so that he can start his diner. But his father also refuses. Then Chris realizes that Gary was telling the truth. Without money, he has no value. The world will like an insect. There will be no one to support him. Then he decides that he will rob the bank with Gary. After he agrees, Gary is also very happy. For the next several days, the group continues to prepare, planning exactly how they will go about robbing the bank. Chris is given the specific task of taking photographs of all the bank's lockers. After arriving at the bank, he begins snapping pictures. Just then, the sheriff appears and asks him, "What are you doing?" At this, Chris becomes very scared. He says, "I was only taking some photos for my father. He just wanted to see what the lockers inside here looked like." Then the sheriff laughs and says, "Go and stand right over there. I will take your picture for you." After saying this, he takes the photos. Chris later brings the pictures back to Gary. Gary explains, "Your job will be to distract all of the guards when we finally rob the bank." Chris understands his assigned role. Lovely and Chris both return home. They are intimate again, and then Chris falls asleep. Then Lovely comes out of the kitchen. She sees that Lewis is sitting there. Lewis is not naive like Chris. He starts talking to Lovely. He keeps asking questions, one after the other. After listening to Lovely's answers, he realizes that Lovely's real name is not Lovely, and neither is Gary's real name Gary. All of them are using Chris. While Lovely is trying her best to be friendly with Lewis, and she is not suspicious, but Lewis says, "Tell me, what do you want? And why did you come here?" Then Lovely doesn't have an answer. She leaves. The next morning, as soon as Chris goes back to the bank, he sees that a lot of cash is arriving. He goes and tells Gary to start planning as soon as he can. Having second thoughts, he tries to leave Gary's side and immediately calls Lewis, telling him, "I have gotten stuck in a very big problem. I will come home and tell you everything." As soon as he says this, he finds Gary and tells him, "I will not be able to support you in this now." Hearing this, Gary starts to beat Chris, saying that it is far too late. "Now you will have to do exactly as we say." He then drags him and takes him to the bank, and they begin cutting into the vault. Then they notice that the sheriff has shown up yet again. So Gary grabs him and goes in front of Chris, saying, "As soon as you can, get him out of here." Chris then speaks with the sheriff. The sheriff says, "My wife is pregnant, and her delivery is scheduled for next week. It will be my first child. I would like for you to come there on the day of the delivery." After hearing all of these things, Chris says, "I really want to apologize to you for the way I spoke with you. I am very sorry about that. I did not want to hurt your feelings at all." The sheriff says that it does not matter. After saying that much, he leaves from there. Then all of the robbers come back inside again. By now, they have also cut through the vault. Gary tells Chris, "Go inside the vault and start filling up all the money into the bags one by one." Then Chris does exactly that. He knows that he has no other choice except for this one. He starts to put all the cash in the bags and bringing them out. Then the sheriff returns here again. This time he has brought donuts. As soon as they see him, they get angry that he is trying to come inside again. Then Gary's friends start shooting at him, and the sheriff also shoots at them. But these people have also shot the sheriff. Now all the people are worried. As soon as Chris sees this thing, he comes running out. As soon as he comes out, he sees a robber's car, in which they have kept all the money. He starts the car and starts running. Inside we see Gary, who is very badly injured, but one of his companions is absolutely fine, whose name is Bone. He is coming out with him. And on the other side, Chris is running away with the car. He knows that all the money is in this car. A policeman stops him on the way and says, "Why have you not lit the lights of your car?" Then Chris shows his medical condition note. As soon as he sees this thing, the policeman goes back. Then Chris reaches a deserted place. He takes out all the money and buries it in the ground and comes back to his house. Then he sees that the lights of the house are still on. He understands that Luis's life is in danger. Then he calls Luis. Gary picks up the call. Gary and Bone are inside. He says to Chris that if you do not hand over all the money to us, then we will kill Luis. After hearing these words, Chris comes back to his parents' house and makes a new plan. He knows that by tomorrow he will forget a lot of things. Then he starts writing notes everywhere. He takes out a gun and puts it in a bag of money, and sticks that note on top and takes it back and buries the money again, and then calls Gary. Then they fix a place where they will meet. Chris will give them money, and in return, they will hand over Luis to him. But before time, they catch Chris and drag him to the place where he has buried all the money. Then Chris starts digging. He gives a bag full of money. Seeing this, Gary takes out his gun so that he can kill Luis. And after finding the second bag, they will kill Chris too. Then Chris sees the second bag and the note he had written on it. He understands he had placed the gun inside this specific bag. Before they can kill Luis, he shoots both of them and gets Luis back safely. He goes directly to the police department and returns all of the stolen money. He doesn't want to do anything wrong anymore. An investigation is then started into the matter. After a little while, an FBI agent arrives here and informs everyone that Chris is not at fault. We are acquitting him. The first reason is that his medical condition is not good, and the second is that we have recovered all of the security footage there. When we reviewed the bank's video footage, it clearly showed that all the robbers had given the gun to Chris and that he was being forced to help them rob the bank. That much evidence is sufficient. Chris is released from custody, and the bank is actually very pleased with Chris's actions. They grant him a loan. Chris and Luis open their diner together. Chris is now working with his full intensity, and he is eagerly awaiting the day he will meet Kay again by himself so they can begin living together. Then the film concludes here. So friends, if you enjoyed our video, then please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching it.